Hello, Pile One. Welcome back. We're doing another future spouse pick a card reading. This time we are tapping into the energy of the connection with your future spouse that you are calling in, and we're figuring out or finding out how they're going to treat you. Okay, how is your future spouse going to be treating you, Pile One? So keep in mind, you guys, this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave behind anything that doesn't. I do have personal readings available in the future spouse category if you would like to check them out. There's a lot of $25 readings available in this future spouse reading. So we're going to get right into it, you guys. Okay, so let's see. Pile one, you were drawn to this specific pile with, I think this is watermelon tourmaline. Yeah, tourmaline, but it looks like watermelon, right? So we got trust here. This says third eye chakra with tourmaline. Trust your intuition. It is in contact with the higher source of knowledge. And then we also have balance here. Embrace the balance between earth and spirit. What's being represented is clear quartz, rose quartz, and hematite. We also have woman. Let's see, it says female friend enters your life, a female romantic interest. A woman will assist you. A woman plays a key role. And then we have Sagittarius energy coming through with temperance. A lot of balance, a lot of energy about balance in here. We have, let's see, ambitious, optimistic, fortunate, open, pioneer, inspiring, adventurer, and then we have honest. And then we also have, when I reverse the thought, I reverse the condition. This says, there is no condition so severe that you cannot reverse it by choosing different thoughts. However, choosing different thoughts requires focus and practice. If you continue to focus as you have been, to think as you have been, and to believe as you have been, then nothing in your experience will change. The first energy or the first impression that's coming through, pile one, is that your person's gonna provide a very safe space for you. A very safe space where you feel open, you're able to feel comfortable being vulnerable. With woman coming up here, and then all this other energy that's coming up, this is giving me energies of especially with role. Oh yeah, woman plays a key role. If you are the divine feminine, this person is gonna really create a space for you to feel like you thrive in your feminine energy. Okay, this person's gonna, possibly open doors for you, be very protective of you. But what it means to be like, to feel safe in your feminine energy, because, we all have inner masculine and inner feminine energies within us, right? What differentiates a divine feminine from a divine masculine is just how much of that energy you are made up of. So, if you're a divine feminine, that just simply means you have more divine feminine energy within than you do masculine, right? And so we find the balance and polarity when we find a partner who is basically opposite of that yin and yang, right? And so we have balance coming up here a couple of times. And so and then we also have trust. And so yeah, your person is just going to provide a very safe space. You're going to trust them. They're going to show up in a way, pile one, that you're going to trust them. You're going to know that you're safe with them. And when I mean safe, I don't just mean physically. Okay, I did just hear psychologically. You're gonna feel psychologically safe with this person. Okay, for those of you, some of you tapping into this pile, that may be something that's very important. And what that means by, yeah, and then we have thoughts come up here. Okay, they're gonna put your mind at ease. Yeah, of course you're going to feel safe with them emotionally, but for some reason they're not going to trigger anxiety. They're not going to trigger doubts or anything like that. They're just going to be showing up for you in a way, pile one, where it's just, there's nothing to worry about, okay? They're going to be very trustworthy. They're going to do what they say and say, they're going to do what they say and say what, and mean what they say and stuff like that. There's temperance coming up again. How are you going to treat pile One. And there is going to be a balance in the connection. You know, it's not, so what that means for me is like, it's going to be very healthy. This is going to be a very healthy connection, pile one, with your future spouse. Very healthy connection. Let's get 2 more. The tarot deck I am using is called, I haven't used it in a while, Lucid Dreams Beginner's Tarot. I got it off of Etsy, I believe, a while back, for those of you that are wondering. 3 of Wands. A lot about equal balance in this connection, okay? I don't know if you've had, pile one, if you had connections in your past where maybe somebody was doing all the giving and somebody else was doing all the taking. I am seeing the yin and yang symbol, so there's just going to be a lot of balance in this connection. Equal give and take. Very big on trust though, okay? So I'm picking up energies, pile one, of somebody that just has no problem like leaving their phone unlocked around you. You guys, you know, having the passcodes to each other's, like, or having access to each other's social media, you know, things like that. Like your person not having anything to hide. And so you just feel safe, psychologically safe with this person. No doubts, no anxieties, no worries. That's just the way that they are. You just inherently feel safe with them. I don't know if you've had, you know, we got the 9 of Cups. I don't know if you've had issues with maybe cheating in the past. I'm hearing emotional cheating. Maybe you've had exes, or, you know, you've been around people maybe where they experience cheating or something like that. And emotional cheating is flirting with maybe other people, not just flirting. Emotional cheating is like, you know, forming romantic bonds with, you know, people, and it not necessarily going, you know, past that, right? Just the emotional flirting, right? Forming an emotional connection with someone else, you know, with a romantic interest. But anyway, that is coming through. And so this person is just not, they're not gonna show up that way. They're not that way with you. They show up in a way where you're able to trust them. It's not even going to be a thought in the back of your mind if this person is cheating in any way, shape, or form. Let's see. So we got Temperance, the 3 of Wands, and the 9 of Cups for how they're going to treat you. Building a future together is definitely coming through. With Temperance showing up twice, this feels like them, you know, it's not necessarily the Justice card. It's just, so it's not quite balancing out karma, but it is them showing up in a way where it feels like they right a lot of maybe wrong, they right some wrongs that maybe some other people have done, right? And the fact that we do have Temperance coming out here, this is how your person is intrinsically. They're not, you know, they're not having to put any energy or effort or force into being this person. They just are. They're just that person. That's how they are. And because when people try and be something or someone that they're not, you know, that mask will tend to fall. We're talking about somebody who just, they're just loyal. They're just faithful. They're just honest, you know, and taking it a little bit more to some surface level stuff about how they will treat you. They may take you guys, you may go on some trips with each other, you know, with 3 of Wands here, that can be traveling. Sagittarius can talk about long distance travel. So with the 9 of Cups, they may treat you out a lot, you know, they may pay for dates, or just, you know, pay for the finer things in life, or pay, you know, with Nine of Cups, that's like, you know, that can be indulgence, but in a good way, you know. If it were reversed, it would mean something different. But all of these cards are in the upright position, even though I do, you know, there are reversals in here. Let's see. Let's go to the pink Divine Love Oracle. How are you going to treat pile 1, rose-colored glasses? You might think it's too good to be true. Okay. There might be some, but we do have Temperance here. So, and I've been feeling the need to keep telling you, like, you know, this is just how this person is. It's not like a facade they're putting up. You know, of course, we are talking about your future spouse. You are going to wonder at times, pile 1, if, you know, maybe possibly in the beginning, if this is really how this person is. Let's get a couple more. Makeover. You guys, yeah, okay, so this says feel beautiful, spice yourself up. Your person may like take you on shopping sprees. You know, they may buy you clothes, they may pay for you to get your hair done, your nails done, if you're into that kind of thing, or just, you know, this reading, I feel, for a lot of you is going to be for the Divine Feminines, okay? Not that, you know, I guess roles can't be reversed, but you're basically how your future spouse is going to treat you, pile 1, is they're going to want to take care of you. They're going to want to provide for you, regardless of whether or not you can do that for yourself. That you just make this person want to open up everything to you, want to give you access to everything. That's just the inner, you know, this is the balance, right? This is that yin and yang. Even if this person may never have been like this for anyone else, it's the way your energies interact, right? You pull this out of each other. They get a lot of joy from it as well. Okay, with the Nine of Cups here, let's get one more. How are you going to treat pile 1? Oh, super sweet, right under the Nine of Cups. Charming and kind gestures. Yeah, I'm telling you, this is going to be that connection, that marriage, pile 1, where, you know, they're going to be opening up doors for you, paying for your dates, paying for your trips, paying for, you know, they're going to be just kind of handing you over, you know, the credit cards or money or cash or just little, you know, gifts. I feel like maybe one of the ways that they express their love for you is, you know, gift giving. Exciting. It brings your person joy, pile 1, to see you have fun, to see you enjoy your life. And let's see what we have here for rose-colored glasses. Oh no, I did not mean to do that. I reversed these. And reversed them. Okay. All right. Let's see what we got here for rose-colored glasses. Then we'll get some messages from them to you. And we'll close up your reading. Oh, there we go. There's the Justice. I knew it was, I was feeling that energy. I was feeling that energy. Yeah. So you're going to be feeling like it's too good to be true. But look, you guys, we have Justice here in the upright position with the Two of Pentacles in the reverse. Your person is not juggling 2 different personalities. This is how they are. Okay, the way that they show up so that you're feeling safe and stuff like that, this is how they are. We do have Justice now showing up, you know, clarifying the rose-colored glasses. This is, you're experiencing this because this is good karma for you, right? You're experiencing this type of person because maybe that's the kind of person that you are, and you finally are going to experience the kind of person in a romantic relationship that reflects that back to you, right? And I was picking up on that energy that this person is really going to feel like they are righting some of the wrongs that, you know, you may have experienced in past relationships or something like that, right? Yeah. Feels very good, pile 1. I definitely like your future spouse's energy. We'll clarify makeover and super sweet while we're at it, and then we'll we'll close up. Okay, we'll close up your reading. While I'm getting these messages out, pile one, if this is resonating, if it's entertaining, if it's adding to your quality of life in any way, do me a favor, smash the like button for me. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. It makes YouTube happy, which makes me happy, helps grow the channel. Comment below, let me know what pile you picked, let me know how it resonated. Become part of the family by hitting that subscribe button along with the notification bell so you don't miss a reading or an announcement. Let's find out more about makeover. What's a makeover? I am picking up energies we have the Three of Wands here, and then we have makeover. Them opening up their wallet to the extent where, like, they're paying for, you know, you to literally have a makeover, like overhauling your wardrobe, sending you on shopping sprees and stuff. That might be future energy in the relationship, right? They may not be doing that for you like 3 months in or 6 months in or anything like that. But it is going to happen. But I am picking up very early on, they are going to do things like, you know, open the door for you and pay for your guys' dates and stuff like that. But things like, you know, sending you for a makeover, like the smaller things they're going to do, like maybe paying for you to get your hair done, nails done, or some stuff like that, right? They may do in the very beginning. That may be their way of courting you, right? The bigger stuff, like paying for, you know, vacations, taking you out on long distance trips and paying, you know what I mean? Things like that may come a little bit later in the relationship. But you will see signs that's part of their personality early on. You'll see the smaller gestures leading up to it. Let's see what makeover is. Let's clarify makeover. Oh yeah, they're not going to withhold that for me with the moon in reverse. They may actually talk to you about that. Like, they may not, you know, before they actually get to that point, they may let you know that that's what's coming, right? With the moon in reverse. And there's just something about it. Oh, okay, yeah, with makeover, because it talks about, that may be a fear of yours. You know, what you may fear, whether or not you're pretty enough or handsome enough, or you just may not, you know what I mean? And so they're going to do what they can and put in whatever energy that they can to make you, to ease your fears with that, with the moon here. Okay, and the fact that we have it's the moon, that's going to be like a regular thing. That's going to be a pillar in your guys' connection and your relationship. Your person is, I'm hearing, going to go out of their way, pile one. Your future spouse is going to go out of their way to make you feel, to help you feel beautiful, okay? To help you recognize your own beauty, and things like that. Let's look at super sweet. What's charming and kind gestures? Ooh, we got the Knight of Swords. You're going to be doing this often. It says ambitious, fast thinking, success driven, assertive, direct. Yeah, super sweet with charming and kind gestures. I mean, this is something they're going to do from the get-go, right? Knights are doers, right? Whereas pages are more messengers, knights are doers. They, you know, not only do they offer things, but they, you know, they're action oriented. This is going to happen very early on with the kind gestures and stuff. Yeah, they're going to be paying, like, if you guys go out to concerts, they're going to be paying for your guys' concert tickets. I mean, I just see you guys doing a lot of things, a lot of fun things. And, you know, your person, your future spouse, pile one, is going to be more than happy to open up their wallet to treat you. They're going to want to treat you. There you go. That's the terminology, especially here with we have an actual, you know, a treat on the card. They're going to want to treat you. Whether, you know, that means treating you out to dinner, you know, actually buying your dessert, things like that. Very early on it's not even something, sometimes I typically look at the Knight of Swords as somebody that acts without thinking. And so for me, in the context of this connection, it's not even something that, there's no dual nature with your person. They're not sitting here, you know, this is just naturally how they are. They're not going to be somebody that foots the bill for something and then later on tries to make you feel bad about it, right? This is just who they are. That's just who they are with you, I should say. This is just their personality. They don't even think twice about it. It's just, oh, you want to go, you know, see your favorite band? Oh, how much is it? Send me the link. Boom, we're going to go. You know, it's just going to be, that's how it is. All right, pile one, we're going to end your reading there. I hope that it resonated. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. I will see you guys at your next future spouse pick a card reading. Bye. Pile two, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. We're doing another future spouse pick a card reading. This time we're tapping into the energies of the future spouse you are currently in the process of calling in and finding out how will they be treating you. Okay, so we're looking at all kinds of things, all different kinds of messages may be coming through. We'll just open up the channel and see how this comes through. Okay, so just keep in mind, pile two, this is a general reading, so just take whatever resonates. If something doesn't resonate, just drop that and leave that behind for someone else. If you would like a personal reading where I'm tapping exclusively into the energy of you and the future spouse you're manifesting in, I do have personal readings available. Just check the description box below for booking details. There are a lot of $25 readings in the future spouse category. Okay, you guys? Let's see, let's get right into your reading. Pile two you were drawn to. Let's see, the pile with, what is this? Amber. Okay, so we got solar plexus energy coming through. This is fearlessness. Turn your warrior, okay, into a warrior. All right, with fearlessness there. And then we also have, we got the solar plexus chakra with amber, and then here we got the sacral chakra with peach moonstone. This says fertility. Let your life burst forth from the seeds of creation. Let's see, what else do we have here? We have fluidity. Staying flexible and adaptable, keeping an open mind, going with the flow, being teachable. We also have Aquarius energy being represented by the star in tarot. Governed by the planet Uranus. And then we also have keywords of intelligent, humanitarian, inventive, eccentric, detached, friendly, and futuristic. And then we have the card here that says, I am a vibrational transmitter and receiver. It says, in every moment you are broadcasting a very specific vibrational signal that is instantly being understood and answered, and immediately your present and future circumstances begin changing in response to the signal you are projecting. The entire universe right now is being affected by what you are offering. So the immediate energy that's coming through, pile one, is your future spouse. When it comes to how they're going to treat you, they're going to be marrying you. I just heard exactly. They're going to be marrying you exactly. Actually, let's put these over. With Aquarius energy coming through, then we also have fluidity. Like your future spouse, pile two, is going to be very go with the flow. Very go with the flow. This is giving me energy, pile two, of like, you know, if they may be more of a follower, like they're gonna be that kind of energy, pile two, where, you know, if you're wanting to go out and do something, or if you want to go out and eat, they're gonna leave it up to you. Like, what do you want to do, pile two? Where do you want to go and eat? Yeah. Let's see, pile two's future spouse. How are you gonna treat pile? I'll take the ones that flipped over, but I will note, what is that? The Chariot. Let's see, we have the Five of Swords in the upright position, the Four of Swords. Yeah, they're not going to be very confrontational at all in the Six of Pentacles. There's that equal reciprocity, equal give and take energy right there. Let me go ahead and see what the Five of Swords is about. What's this energy here for? We do have it showing up right next to the Four of Swords, which is giving me the energies, the impression of your person not being very confrontational. Actually, what we'll do, we'll go to the pink Divine Love Oracle. Okay. Pile 2's future spouse. How are you going to treat pile 2? Love. Peace. This is what I'm getting, that they're going to be like a peacemaker. So I don't know, pile 2. I don't know if you are somebody that's very fiery. If you're, you know, I don't know if you're somebody that's just, if you're a divine masculine energy, or if you're just very strong-willed or headstrong. You know, your person just feels very, I'm not necessarily picking up on any energies with your person, pile 2, where, you know, they're like a people pleaser. You know, we'll see if that comes out in, you know, in the reading anywhere else. It just feels more like they're just easygoing, go with the flow. It's like, you know, for them, it's like they get along, they enjoy, it's easy for them to enjoy whatever it is they're doing. They're content in whatever it is they're doing, and so they just don't see any need to rock the boat when they're just fine floating, right? It's that kind of an energy. I am picking up like they don't mind. They would rather you choose, though, is what I'm hearing. I was going to say that, you know, there is some energies going through. Your person doesn't mind taking the wheel. They don't mind making some decisions. But for your future spouse, because they have this energy of just being fine wherever they're at, being content wherever they're at, they just want to make sure that you are enjoying yourself wherever you guys are at. Let's get a couple more. I do feel, now I don't know. I mean, this can be for either or. You can be the divine feminine, but maybe you're just kind of in the era where, you know, you are, how do I want to put that? Because your person makes me, the energy that's coming through, especially we have down here with fearlessness and fertility. I don't know if you're in your king era, whether you're a divine empress or a divine emperor. I don't know. But there's this energy of your person just like, whatever you need to do, pile 1, or pile 2, sorry, whatever you need to do, pile 2, you know, do your thing. Pile 2, go do your thing, you know. You know, I don't know if you're in your boss babe or boss dude era or whatever it may be, but, you know, your person somehow is just going to provide a space for you to really thrive. Yeah, let's get a couple more. How are you going to treat pile 2? There's open up. Let's get one more. This is shy, timid, reserved. I will say the dynamic in this connection, pile 2, really does feel like you might be the more headstrong, strong-willed one. You know, if we're going to use euphemisms, right, you're going to be wearing the pants in this family. Let's get one more. Okay, we can do 2 more. We got sparks. That's stubborn. Yeah. This is letting me know not to be fooled, though, because I was picking up on energies of your person, you know, like they're going to treat you the way that you treat them, right? So your person does have, it's not that, yeah, it's not that they're a people pleaser, okay? It's not that, and it's not that they're, you know, they're little bitch boys or bitch girls or however they want to say. It's not that, okay? Your person does have a backbone, pile 2. They do have a backbone, and I don't know if maybe, you might need, I don't know, there might be something about you being able to, because I am picking up energies from you, pal, too. You must be somebody that's very, very strong-willed, okay? Um, you know, you might have a lot of Mars energy in your chart. Um, there could be a lot of Aquarius in your chart. That might be more of your person's energy, though, because they just have this, they feel very kind of, no, I mean, Aquarius is fixed. And then we got stubborn over here. They're able to bend and adapt and go with the flow a lot easier maybe than what you're able to. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? You know, we have the energies we have for a reason. I don't know, maybe you're the pioneer pile too. Maybe you're the pioneer. And, you know, that means you have to be the way that you are in order to get things done. Like you might, that's why I'm saying you very much feel like the leader, not just in this connection, but definitely in, you know, just maybe in life in general, in your business, in your place of work or something. And it's not that your person is going to be just another person you're going to have to take over. They're going to be a very solid support system, okay? Very solid support system, and they're going to do their support, you know, they're going to kick ass at doing it, put it that way. But with Sparks and Stubborn here, yeah, because we got, this is right underneath the Six of Pentacles, right? Equal give and take. They have a backbone, okay? They do have a backbone. They will speak up. If they don't agree with you, they will let you know, right? I'm hearing pile two, like your person just knows to pick their battles. They pick their battles. Just very easygoing with fluidity here. Staying flexible and adaptable, keeping an open mind, going with the flow and being teachable. Yeah. And you know what? With that being teachable, they're actually, you know, you guys too, as much as you are going to learn a lot from them. What's the energy coming through, pile two, is you might actually learn how to kind of soften yourself up a bit. With open up here, your person may teach you that it's okay to trust and it is okay to soften up. This message is going to come through for those of you that identify as divine feminines, but we all have inner feminine either way, right? So a lot of you may not feel comfortable letting go, letting loose, surrendering, going with the flow, right? Your person is going to provide the safe space for you, but they're also going to show you just by example the benefits of softening up and going with the flow. Knowing, like, they're going to show you the benefits and teach you how, you know, to pick your battles. Like, not every single fight and battle that is brought to your doorstep needs to be fought, right? They're going to show you and lead by example. They're going to be a very, yeah. With sparks and chemistry here, okay, the two of you, and that may be why the Five of Swords is here, is because your person will stand up to you if they feel the need to, right? If they feel like, you know, your person is, what this is letting me know, pile two, your person does have boundaries. They do respect themselves. They do have a voice, right? And so they're not going to necessarily let you run all over them, which I feel is very important, you know, for you, right? Not to say that you're wanting to, but like I said, I keep picking up on this energy with you, pile two. You're very headstrong, very persistent. You just have that pioneer leader energy, like, you know, and sometimes, you know, personalities like that, very type A, possibly. If you're not the typical type A personality, pile two, I'm not picking up on you. I'm definitely not picking up on you being a beta, okay? Maybe a type A personality. Is there another? I think there's another personality called like a Sigma, where, you know, it's kind of a mesh between, you know, type A and another type personality. But the two of you might clash, okay, at certain points, because, you know, like I said, your person does have a backbone. They will stand up for themselves. If you overstep their boundaries, you know, I don't know, but there is potential here to have some, you know, knock down, drag out fights, okay, to really, really clash. But there's something about it, pile two, because we have the Four of Swords here. Like I said, yeah, I want to go ahead and let me, oh, okay, that's what it is. Your person knows how to show up. Like, okay, so your person's going to know. They're going to know how to temper you. They're going to know how to handle you, right? They're going to know, like, okay, you know, this, I'm not agreeing. This is your future spouse, right? This is a scenario, like your future spouse knows they're not agreeing with maybe how you're showing up or how you're treating them, or the ways they're not in agreement with you, right? And they know that if they bring that up to you, that it may piss you off, okay? It may piss you off here with the Five of Swords energy. They know, though, the way to approach you so that things don't get out of line and out of hand, and that's through love. Which may be a whole new experience for you. You may not have experienced that with someone, you know, bringing something up to you in a way, you know, bringing up a disagreement or, you know, something in a way where it doesn't automatically trigger like your fight response, right? Let's see, Five of Swords here though. Let's clarify that. Yeah, they're going to be able to de-escalate things with the Ten of Swords in reverse. They don't let things don't get out of hand. Because your person does have a backbone, because they are able to stand up for themselves, you know, you guys are going to have some differences. You guys are going to have some arguments and stuff. But I feel like your person's going to be the peacemaker. They know how to show up to things in a way that diffuses things, or in a way that doesn't escalate things, you know, to a really ugly space, okay? Let's see, what's going up here with love? Let's clarify love. While I'm clarifying these, you guys, if this message is resonating, if it's entertaining at all, if it's adding to your quality of life, do me a favor, be sure that you are smashing that like button for me. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. It also makes YouTube happy, which helps to grow my channel, which makes me happy, right? Comment below and let me know what pile you picked. Let me know how it resonated. You can become part of the family by hitting that subscribe button along with the notification bell so you don't miss a reading or an announcement. Let's see, you guys. What is love? Why is love here? Yes, I just heard that song too by, I forgot what the Rocks, Night at the Roxbury, What is Love? Let's see, love. Why is love here? Eight of Swords in the reverse and then the Hermit. Yeah, okay, so even your guys' fights and your arguments are going to actually be very, like, it's not going to cause divides. Your guys' fights and because of love here. So whatever fights and arguments and disagreements that the two of you might have, I'm not picking up energies, pile two, that you guys are going to go to bed angry, okay? Things are going to be resolved fairly quickly. Like, whatever these arguments are, they're not going to end in, or they're not going to result in, like, an ending of your guys' connection, okay? It just doesn't do that. We got the Eight of Swords in reverse, clarified, or coming out with the Hermit in reverse. It's just, you know, yeah. You know, heated debates are coming up. You guys might get in some heated debates with each other. But we have sparks here with chemistry, creativity, and passion. And then we also have love with, like, new door. Like, I don't know. It's almost like your guys is... you're gonna love that spark in them. Something like, you know what I mean? I don't know if maybe there's something with this dynamic, like you're so headstrong and stuff, but I also feel, pile two, like you need somebody that can somewhat match your strength, right? Match your energy. And so, it actually turns you on when your future spouse, when your spouse pile 2 like stands up to you. Okay, it actually turns you on. It may kind of lead to some really spicy moments in the bedroom. Let's find out what open up is here for. What is open up here? Oh yeah, we got the Empress in reverse coming out with the Star in reverse. So this person is definitely going to help you get out of your comfort zone. And I have a feeling it's connected to, you know, your connection to your own inner divine feminine pile 2, whether you see yourself as the divine masculine or the divine feminine. Okay, there's something about you not feeling comfortable in your feminine energy. This person is going to help you tap into. Which is going, what we have open up, right? So, which is bringing me to here. We got fertility and fearlessness here. This feels connected possibly to abundance. I don't know if you're in business, if you're needing to, like, you know, if you feel like you're hitting a glass ceiling when it comes to your abundance and prosperity, but with the Empress in reverse here, and then we also have the Star in reverse, and then we also got fertility and we have fearlessness. Somehow your person with open up here, I feel like there's something connected to your own divine feminine energy pile 2 that you may, and it may be subconscious, but it feels like you might be limiting yourself. Because there's a part of you, you're so headstrong, there's just something doesn't feel comfortable when it comes to tapping into your own inner divine feminine energy. And that might be a key that unlocks that next level, you getting past that glass ceiling. Yeah. Let's see what's going on with Sparks and Stubborn. Something about letting loose, especially with the Four of Swords here in the upright position. Your future spouse is going to be that space for you where you finally feel like, oh, I can finally let loose. You know, I think that might be what it is. You might actually see that, you know, you can kind of let loose on the reins a little bit and let somebody else. See, that's where your future spouse has that amazing balance. And this is where kind of where they're able to match your energy. You're going to see that your future spouse is just as capable as you are in steering things, right? And so let's say if the two of you partner up in business, or the two of you are partnering up in just, you know, sharing finances or just sharing responsibilities, it's like your future spouse is equally as capable as you are in running the show. So whereas, and you know, they're fine with allowing you to lead if that's where you feel comfortable, but your future spouse is also in a space pile 2 where they see, like pile 2, if you are tired, if you're needing a break, if you're needing to just kind of relax and, you know, take a free day or a free moment or something like that, you know, your future spouse is more than capable of, you know, taking over while you do that, right? Which is going to require you to get comfortable with releasing the reins to someone else, even if it's just temporarily, okay? Let's see. Let's find out what Sparks and Stubborn is here for. You got the Six of Swords. Yeah. It's tempered, right? The Six of Swords is peaceful transition. You may not be used to equal give and take, right? Like I said, you're coming through as the pioneer, as the leader, you know, as the captain, as the one that steers the ship. And so you know, in order to be in a partnership where it's equal give and take, it is going to require you to kind of, you know, have the trust to allow someone else to co-pilot with you, right? And what that means when somebody's co-piloting with you, it's like you got to trust this person that when it's time for you to go on a break, that this person can run the ship, can run things while you're taking a break or getting rest or doing stuff like that, right? And that doesn't mean pile 2. This is so funny that this is coming through. You know, while you're taking a break or while you're on vacation, you're not constantly checking in and trying to run things. I mean, it's okay to check in and make sure, hey, how's everything going and stuff like that. But, you know, you're not trying to like manage things from a distance like that. That kind of negates the whole point of taking a break. Taking a break means not only are you not physically handling things, but you've mentally released the reins as well. You know, you're able to relax and enjoy, you know, the present moment without, you know, it really is kind of this energy pile too of, yeah, your presence and your energy is so important to what you got going on. And you got somebody else who is as equally as capable as you are that, you know, you can check out if you need to, right? And things are going to go fine in your absence. All right. All right, pile 2, that was your reading. I hope that it resonated. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. I will see you guys at your next Future Spouse Pick a Card reading. Bye, guys. Pile 3, welcome to my channel. My name is Michelle. We're doing another Future Spouse Pick a Card reading. We are tapping into the energy of the future spouse you are in the process of calling in, and we're seeing how they're going to be treating you, okay? So keep in mind, pile 3, this is a personal reading. It's not a personal reading. Keep in mind, pile 3, this is a general reading, okay? That just means just, you know, whatever resonates, you can take that. Anything that does not resonate, just, you know, drop that, leave it behind for someone else. I do have personal readings available if you would like for me to tap exclusively into the energy of the future spouse that you are calling in. Just check the description box below for booking details. I have a lot of $25 readings available in the future spouse category, so go check it out. Okay, you guys, let's see. Pile 3, we're drawn to the pile with the rainbow moonstone depicted on the front. Okay, and this says calmness. It's representing the crown chakra. This is calmness. To calm your monkey mind, do not feed the animal. And then we also have, what is that one? Garnet with the root chakra. It says to feel more secure, deepen your connection with nature. You guys may spend a lot of time outside together. Okay, we also have evil eye. It says you are protected. Cleanse and protect your energy. Jealous people nearby. Careful who you trust. We got Mercury. A lot of mind energy coming through. Mercury represented by the tarot card, the Magician. It rules both Gemini and Virgo. And there's, yeah, I think is the phrase here. It says, we got communication, mind, reason, language, learning, and expression. And then we have success is about the joy I feel. When you are genuinely thrilled by someone else's success, that means you are right on track of your own. You are right on the track. Okay, let me start over. This is when you are genuinely thrilled by someone else's success. Why can I not say that? Someone else's success. That means you are right on the track of your own. Success is not about getting it done. The measure of success in life is not the attainment of the money or the stuff. The measure of success is absolutely the amount of joy you feel. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm picking up pile 3 that your person's going to be like your biggest cheerleader, your biggest fan, your biggest supporter. Let's see. We got evil eye. They're also going to be very protective over you. Very protective of you. especially here with the root chakra, security, to feel more secure deep in your connection. This kind of is giving me energy of your person just kind of hanging back and letting you do what you're going to do. And just kind of keeping an eye on you to make sure that nothing really, kind of helping you to make sure that nothing gets in your way. They're definitely coming through that the way they're going to treat you, pile 3, is they're going to be your biggest supporter. Whatever big ideas you get, you know, they'll be there to kind of help help you formulate things if that's what you're needing. Like whatever it is you need from this person, they're going to provide it for you. Okay. We got Mercury right by, calmness, to calm your monkey mind, to do not feed the animal. This is almost giving me energies. Yeah, and then the 6 of Cups in the upright positions, kind of wanting to make a show there. Safe space is what's coming through. Let's see what else is going to come through with how they're going to treat you. How are you going to treat pile 3? I am picking up a message over here. It's like, even like, so with like evil eye, their energy, how they're going to treat you. Like they're even going to help protect you, or, even against yourself. More notably, if you have anxiety, pile 3, I'm almost picking up on them helping you to neutralize. I don't know if you're dealing with depression. There might be stuff from childhood you're dealing with. The good thing with that is that the 6 of Cups, which can denote, childhood stuff, was in the upright position. So, maybe putting things in perspective, because with Mercury coming through and then calmness where it says monkey mind, this feels like maybe you might be, okay, that's making a lot of sense. Pile 3, you might be your own worst enemy in terms of like, critiquing yourself, being too harsh on yourself. I am picking up energies. Like I said, this is a general reading, so whatever resonates, if it doesn't resonate, then obviously just leave that for the one that it does. But I'm picking up on maybe people here that have some mental health issues. And so this person is really going to be your greatest supporter, your biggest cheerleader, in terms of like, especially where it talks about, success is about the joy that you feel, right? Let me pick that back up. I'm picking up energies of your person reminding you like who you are. So this is going to be for those of you where maybe you have mental health episodes, or you have spells, or maybe you just, it says when you are genuinely thrilled by someone else's success, that means you are right on the track of your own. Success is not about getting it done. The measure of success in life is not the attainment of the money or the stuff. Yeah. And so this feels like them helping you somehow to get back to that state of equilibrium, right? Homeostasis. If your central nervous system is activated and you're in fight, flight, or freeze mode, it's like your person kind of has this knack to kind of help calm things down, maybe help ground you, help you find your center again, and stuff like that. Yeah. Let's see, let's get 2 more cards for how are they going to treat you. How are you going to treat pile 3? 2 of Pentacles in reverse. Let's get, how are you going to treat pile 3? The Devil in the upright position. Yeah, okay. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do things a little bit differently with this pile than I did the other pile, okay? I'm going to go ahead and clarify these now. Let's see, Seven of Swords. We got two. We got the Nine of Pentacles, well, Five of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, bringing you back. Okay, very strategic. Your person, I don't know. There's the Six of Cups again. Yeah, that wanted to come out. All right. I don't know if your person, pile 3, is like, you know, if they are a life coach, if they are some kind of a doctor, if they're a psychologist, if they are something like that. But your person, I'm feeling heavy energies with your person in a good way, where they have some kind of, they have a knowledge base or a skill base where they're able to help bring people back to center, like, right? When someone's feeling triggered, when someone is feeling you know, activated in terms of, like, you know, their central nervous system, they've got a very, with the Seven of Swords here in the context of this reading, this feels like strategy, skills, right? Yeah, with that Seven of Swords, it can be tricky. Like, what they're doing is they're using some kind of skill set that they have to get past the mechanism in the mind that, or I should say, the triggered or the activated mind, where it sets off that loop, right? Where you know, in someone that's activated or someone that's triggered, that loop, that story that we get hypnotized under, and they short circuit that, right, to help bring you back into balance, to help bring you back to center. To restore and to bring you back home, basically, with the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. In this instance, with the Five of Pentacles in the upright position, that can be abandonment, that can be eviction, that can be, you know what I mean? And so with the Five of Pentacles in reverse here, along with the Six of Cups, I love how just direct this is. This person is using their own skill set. And I feel like this doesn't feel like something, this feels like something they learned. They may have even went to school how to learn how to do this, but this is something they learned. They're able to, like, almost coach you back into that safe space. The Six of Cups here, right, is this feeling of security. When, you know, in a perfect world, a child is supposed to feel safe, you know, they're supposed to feel loved, they're supposed to feel comfortable, you know, regardless of what's going on around. A child is just always, you know, especially from the ages between, like, you know, from birth to about 7 years old, before the actual ego kicks in. For the most part, right, children are usually just, not that they're oblivious to what's going on around them, they haven't formed any stories about it. There's no attachments or aversions to what's going on. They're just straight vibing, right? And that's almost kind of like what this person helps to do. Like, how they treat you is they provide this space, this skill set, this knowledge base of how, if you are triggered or if you're hypnotized by a story that has you feeling a certain type of way, they're able to bring you back home to center, right? To self, back home to feeling comfortable, good about yourself, things of that nature. Fucking love it. I love that energy. I love that for you guys, pile 3. Let's find out what Two of Pentacles is here for. What's the Two of Pentacles? In reverse, what is that? The Knight of Wands in reverse. Help me understand this energy, please. Have you experienced or witnessed, whether you experienced it for yourself or maybe you witnessed somebody else experience, and maybe, like I said, the Six of Cups keeps it keeps coming out. So whether this is, and look at this, the Four of Wands keeps going all over the place. Your person brings stability into your life. okay? But it feels more like mentally they bring stability. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, they don't help out with the bills and stuff. That's not what I'm saying. There's something about mental health here, well-being, okay? Which well-being can be mental and emotional, you know, really the mind and body. The mind and the heart are intricately connected. And so with the Two of Pentacles in reverse being clarified by the Knight of Wands in reverse, this is some kind of an energy that is unpredictable, that feels very unstable, right? And so we got the Four of Wands energy coming in here to kind of try to help anchor that down. And that really kind of feels like the energy that your future spouse is coming in to offer, right? Let's clarify the Devil. We got Nine of Cups in reverse. Okay, so this is going to be for some of you. Some of you may have substance abuse issues, you know. If not, then this can just talk about the Devil energy can talk about self-sabotage. It can talk about your inner demons, right? It can talk about, which very, very much can be, you know, like I said, you are coming through pile 3 as you might be your own worst enemy in terms of, like, you know, nobody cuts you down like you do, right? It's that kind of an energy. Nobody is more judgmental or more harsh to judgment against yourself than you are. Not to say that you don't feel like you're experiencing that in your outside world, but as mean as other people might be to you, it's almost like no one is as mean to you as you are to yourself. And this could be very what do they call that? Well, I was going to say subconscious, but self-conscious wanted to come through. And so your future spouse is coming through kind of helping to starve, maybe even teaching you how to starve that part of yourself so that it's not so prolific in your life. That energy of self-sabotage is not so prolific in your life. It's almost the energy that's coming through pile 3 is your person is that 3D cheerleader for you, kind of like modeling how you're supposed to be talking to yourself and handling yourself and treating yourself. That's the perfect thing for it, right? That's the perfect euphemism of how your future spouse, how they're going to treat you. They're basically going to be the 3D example, the model of how you're supposed to be treating yourself, speaking about yourself, talking about yourself, viewing yourself, you know. I've never picked up on that before. That is amazing. Okay. Let's see. We're going to get some information from the Pink Divine Love Oracle, and then we'll wrap up your reading. So pile 3, while I'm getting these energies out, if this is resonating at all, if it's provided any kind of entertainment, clarity, guidance, just added to your quality of life in any way, do me a favor, make sure you're smashing that like button for me. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. It also makes YouTube happy, which helps to grow my channel, which makes me really happy, obviously. Comment below, let me know what pile you picked, to let me know how it's resonated, and then hit that subscribe button if you want to become part of the family, along with the notification bell so you don't miss a reading or an announcement. Let's see, pile 3's future spouse. Show me how you're going to treat. Oh my gosh, yeah, look at all this with we got worst nightmare, karmic connection. Let's see, give me 2 more. How are you going to treat pile 3? Oh, wait, what is that? Give me a minute, you guys. Let me make sure. Yes, okay, we're good. Need 2 more. There's that balance. Are things equal? Time to make adjustments. Let's get more. Yeah, I mean, how your future spouse is going to treat you, pile 3, is that's it. I mean, that's the overall general message that they're gonna model for you how you know, you should be talking to yourself and treating yourself and, you know, thinking and feeling about yourself, which is, you know, being your own best cheerleader, your own best friend. Look at that, 1 in a million with pearls, how they're going to treat you. 1 in a million, special love. And the fact that we have this coming up in, you know, right on top of the Devil and then the 9 of Cups in the upright position, your person is really going to help to bring balance and healing. We don't have a lot of healing cards out here, though, and so what it feels like they're doing, pile 3, is they're teaching you how to heal yourself so that you're not becoming, because the Devil can be very codependent, you know, that can be a very codependent energy. Your person, pile 3, they don't feel like they're trying to create any more attachments or aversions in your life. It feels like they're coming in to help you heal those things, right? The energetic effect of having attachments and aversions in your life. So they're bringing balance to and healing to, you know, whatever your worst nightmares may be. You know, those things or those thoughts or those scenarios that kind of trigger and activate you know, those stories and your, you know, fear and doubts and your, that kick off that fight, flight, or freeze response in your central nervous system. By way of helping you learn how to heal yourself, right? They teach you how to short circuit that story once it gets triggered and once it gets activated. But like I said, they're meeting, right? That trigger or that activated central nervous system with love, with stability, which is thereby going to teach you like how to do it for yourself. Like I said, your person, your future spouse, is not trying to create yet another, you know, attachment or aversion. You know, they're not trying to create any codependency within this connection, especially with the 9 of Cups in reverse here. You know what's coming through, pile 3, is your person really wants you to see yourself as you. How they want you to see yourself the way that they see you. Right? This feels very much connected to success is about the joy that I feel. They want you to see yourself how they see you. And that's basically like how they treat you, right? That's the result of how they treat you. They're modeling. They're showing you. They're showing you by example. Okay, you guys? We're going to end your reading there. I hope that it resonated. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. I will see you guys at your next future spouse pick a card reading. Bye, guys. Hey, pile 4, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. We're doing another future spouse pick a card reading. This time we are tapping into the energy of the future spouse you are in the process of calling in the process of manifesting, and we are finding out how they're going to be treating you. Okay, so just keep in mind, you guys, this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave behind anything that doesn't. I do have personal readings available if you would like for me to tap exclusively into the energy of you and your future spouse's connection. Just check the description box below. I have a lot of $25 readings available in the future spouse category. All right, you guys? All right, pile 4. You were drawn to the pile with, what is this, red jasper on the front, which, let's see, represents the root chakra. We got grounding. It says, sink your roots deep, connect them to the heart of the earth. We also have chakra balance with harmony. It says, harmony makes the song of life sweeter, and that's represented by green jasper, turquoise, and labradorite. We also have purpose. Doing the soul work, looking for meaning in life, discovering your life purpose, going on a spiritual journey. I just heard when you meet this person, something's going to click for you, pile 4. We also have full moon, which represents the harvest, reaping what you've sown. Keywords are emotions, celebration, or regret. Karmic cycle. That's funny that it says celebration or regret. I guess it just depends on your karma, right? Karmic cycle, manifestation. Yeah, okay. So you're going to manifest whatever you've been sowing, okay? We got new insights, and it says the full moon is good for consecrating, psychic / inner development, healing, sharing, teaching, And oh, okay, I was picking up on mutable energy, which is represented by the wheel, for me personally. Yeah, I was picking up on mutable energy because I was like, it was celebration or regret. Represented by the wheel in tarot. Okay, very mutable energies. We'll see how this, and then down here we have, I am a vibrational being in a vibrational environment. And it says, you are, even in your physical expression of flesh, blood, and bone, a vibrational being, and everything you experience in your physical environment is vibrational, and it is only through your ability to translate vibration that you are able to understand your physical world at all. This feels like manifesting, reaping what you sow, okay? So you're manifesting, and we'll find out what energies that's in, okay? Whatever comes out though, pile 4 though, whether you deem that as good or bad, this is just letting you know, you are currently in the process. That's what you are manifesting. That's because of the energy that you're putting out. And so we'll find out what that is. And so, the message that's coming through, if anything, and this is specifically for your pile, all right, pile 4, if anything comes out in this message that you don't like, more than anything, rather than, you know, just, oh, that doesn't resonate and leave it behind, there's something going on with your energy where you may be unconsciously, subconsciously, however you want to see it, calling that in, okay? So for you guys, more than the other piles, this feels more like it's really kind of highlighting, like, this is what you're in the process of manifesting, okay? All right, let's see. So let's find out. We got purpose here. We'll find out. Let's see. Pile 4's future spouse. How will you treat pile 4? Nine of Wands. Two of Cups. The Emperor in reverse. Okay, so we've got two very challenging kind of energies, but we have the Two of Cups right in the middle. We'll see how this is going to work out. Now, the Knight of Wands in the upright position can talk about somebody that has really strong boundaries. Somebody that's very resilient. You know, a lot of the times when I see the Nine of Wands, I think about the wounded warrior, right? We're going to find out here, though, what the Emperor in reverse has to do with. These two energies are very conflicting for me. Let me see real quick. We'll go back to the Pink Divine Love Oracle, and then we'll start clarifying to see what's going on here. Okay. How are you going to treat pile 3 or 4? How are you going to treat pile 4? Pile 4's future spouse. Workaholic. Somebody in this connection is going to be a workaholic, okay? Maybe possibly paying more attention to their work than, you know, the connection, than the marriage. Let's get a couple more. Robotic heart. Empty. And then it says empty feelings, boring routine. Let's get one more. Cleanup. It says letting go of what no longer is serving you. Okay, let me see what we got here in terms of just how all of this is playing out. I'm actually gonna, I haven't done this for the other 3 piles. I'm gonna see their energy and how they're showing up in all of this. Okay, okay. That's what I thought. You are manifesting somebody in pile, and that's the sun. Okay, that just popped out. You're manifesting someone in pile 4 that's going to be in it for the long haul. Okay. I don't know if, so the overall energy here for pile 4 with you guys, is that you don't, whatever your soul purpose in your life mission is, and whatever you feel might be quote unquote wrong with you, pile 4, you might be my pile that may be actively trying to manifest in a future spouse or something like that. It's like, the message is that you don't, and this is good news, right? That you don't have to be 100% healed. In fact, for pile 4, you guys feel like you are calling in somebody, because I'm going to be honest, I'm picking up on Peter Pan syndrome, okay? I don't know, this Emperor in reverse energy feels more like you guys than it does your future spouse. I'm going to be honest, okay? Now, again, I'm just reading energy, and I know some people may tend to take what I say, take it personally, like, feeling attacked, but I'm reading energy, okay? And again, if this does not resonate, that simply means it's not your pile, okay? There may be some messages here, but if you know for a fact you're not a Peter Pan kind of energy, Peter Pan meaning, not really taking responsibility, not really showing up for yourself, not really wanting to grow up and, take responsibility for your life and stuff like that. If you know that's not you, then just don't even listen to this part, okay? But there is some energies here of someone in this connection. It doesn't feel like them. It feels like, the viewer here, you, okay? For whomever it resonates, where someone in this connection is kind of needing to grow up. And if not grow up, then there's just something here about maybe, what else is coming through? If it's not Peter Pan, it's somebody who's waiting to be rescued. It could be both, but it's, it could be both, or it could be one or the other. Someone waiting to be rescued, right? Somebody being checked out of their life. With workaholic and robotic heart here, and then it says clean up, there's energies here of, and we're talking about, like I said, we're talking about manifestation energies. We're talking about energies that maybe you are in the process of cleaning up. I'm tapping into the energy. Give me a minute, you guys. Because with I am a vibrational, like the message that came out over here with the I am a vibrational being in a vibrational environment, it's like you are manifesting exactly what you are, right? You're like the projector, right? And everything you're experiencing out in the 3D physical world is a direct reflection. It's just mirroring back to you. It's like if you would stand in front of the mirror, pile 4, and say you unknowingly got a dirt smudge somehow. You got a smudge of oil or something, like motor oil. Somehow you got some motor oil on your face, right? And you didn't know that it was there. And you go look in front of the mirror, and then you see your reflection has has oil or mud all over your face, right? And you're not, it's that energy of like, and this is how manifestation is. And a lot of people they don't realize it. They're not awake to it yet, or they're not aware of it, that it's just a mirror, right? Like maybe, let's just say you grew up in a world, pile 4, where you didn't know what a mirror was, right? You never seen a mirror before in your life. You don't know what a mirror is. And so, you got mud or dirt or something on your face, and then you come across a mirror, something you've never seen before. And, you see this thing, you see this reflection of yourself. You don't even know that it's yourself, but You know, you see this look on your face and then this mud on your face, and then it's like, you know, you're waiting for the reflection to clean and to change the expression on its face before, you know, you reflect that back, not understanding that's actually you. It's just showing you what's going on with you, right? And so that feels like what's going on here. Like you literally are manifesting someone who is a direct reflection of what's going on within you. Okay. You're literally, whatever future spouse is coming, you know, because the energies of what I'm picking up is you are, do some of you have, did you grow up in, like a dynamic, a family dynamic where maybe you're, you know, a key parental figure, and I'm picking up specifically on the father figure, caring more about what was happening in business, being completely checked out of, like, you know, the marriage they were in, if your parents were married. Definitely picking up on, you know, a parental figure here when some of you were growing up, where they seemed to care more about work. They were checked out of, they weren't parenting, they weren't being a good, you know, husband or wife or whatever. They were checked out, right, with empty feelings and a boring routine. I almost feel like there's something connected to that you might be in the process of manifesting that, right? And that's why we have clean up here. Yeah, with the Emperor in reverse, that's exactly what that can mean too. This person, because the Emperor in the upright position is somebody that takes care of not only just, you know, like the day-to-day routine stuff, but also has like the best interest of, like, you know, I just heard constituents, you know, the people in their kingdom, right? I mean, an emperor is somebody that rules only, you know, that's a good ruler. Yeah, I mean, it can be a little bit, you know, definitely some head over heart kind of stuff. But I mean, you know, but when the emperor is in reverse, it can almost be like tyrannical, right? If it's not tyrannical, then it's just, they're just too overly concerned about, you know, the land and not so much the people, right? And that kind of feels like what is in the process of being manifested for you guys. And it's not that, you know, I don't want to say it's karma. If you guys understand manifestation, I'm actually going to recommend a book I've never recommended anywhere on this channel yet, mainly because I just came across it like 2 or 3 months ago. There's actually science, there's a science to manifestation. It's called, I think is it Magic Mind, or I think it's Mind Magic, okay, by Dr. James Doty, who I believe he's retired now. He's a retired neurosurgeon, and, you know, over 30 years of studying the subconscious and, you know, how manifestation works and how, you know, people set intentions, and a lot of this stuff is happening at an unconscious level, subconscious, right? You can think about karma. I mean, you know, karma being reaping what you sow. If you understand manifestation to be you're manifesting what your dominant thoughts are 24/7, you understand that your dominant thoughts are largely subconscious, you know, number one, you don't have to see yourself as, you know, no victim blaming or shaming here. A lot of the times we're manifesting this, you know, against our conscious will. But there's your conscious mind and your subconscious mind, right? So this is basically what this reading is letting you know. You want to know how your future spouse is going to treat you. I feel like there's some things in your past that what you're calling in, this is directly about what you are in the process of manifesting. It almost feels like it's a what do they call that? A red flag for you to, like, you know, get down to the nitty gritty, because I can pick up energies, pile 4. This is not what you're in the process of manifesting, is not what you consciously desire, which I totally get, right? Because what you're consciously manifesting is somebody who is going to be testing your boundaries, going to be testing your resilience, which, you know, it is what it is. I personally would not want, I've already had that. I wouldn't want any more of anybody coming in and testing my boundaries, right? I don't want to have to, I don't want my resilience tested, and I don't think you want your resilience tested either. You know, it's like here we have the Two of Cups sandwiched in between these two very kind of difficult, challenging energies, right? And I am gonna clarify these energies here. But yeah, so this is just kind of like there's something going on subconsciously or unconsciously that's needing to be cleaned up, because you're in the process of manifesting in an experience that consciously you're not going to want to have, okay? With the sun here, with that popping out, that's what the future spouse that you are, they're going to illuminate something for you, okay? They're going to illuminate, like maybe you don't know that you're sowing seed like this because it's happening at a subconscious, unconscious level. And so the energy that your future spouse is showing it up in, right, is they're going to be shining a spotlight, a very, very loud, bright spotlight on the seed that you have been sowing. And the energies that are showing up here is somebody who's going to be a workaholic, somebody who is just, you know, they're going to be so focused in on their work. I'm not picking up on any energies of somebody, of a future spouse for you guys, pile 4, that you're in the process of calling in, where you are going to be left feeling loved, paid attention to. In fact, I'm feeling neglect here, okay, on your end, like you feeling neglect, you questioning, you know, how this person feels about you, if you're loved and stuff like that. Let's look at, let's see, 9 of Wands. While I'm clarifying these energies, you guys, if this reading is resonating, if it's providing any kind of clarity or guidance or just adding to your quality of life in any way, do me a favor, make sure you're smashing that like button for me. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. Comment below, let me know what pile you picked, to let me know how it resonated. Yeah, if you want to become part of the family, hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell so you don't miss an upload or an announcement. And also, if you guys if you don't know how to clear like energies like this, so you're not manifesting in this experience or this kind of future spouse, I have another a channel. It's called Your Wish Fulfilled. It's in the description box below. There's actually 2 videos that are linked in the description box that belong to that channel. One's called How to Stop Manifesting Separation Between You and Your SP. You can just, instead of SP, you can just say future spouse in there, right? And then the second video is called Releasing the Wants. And that kind of helps clean up that energy, letting go of what no longer is serving you. And it feels like what no longer is serving you, pile 4, are some maybe energetic ties to your past, okay? Maybe some assumptions about love and marriage that you're still subconsciously holding on to, things of that nature, okay? So that you don't have to manifest a future spouse that, you know, with experiences you're not wanting to have. Let's see, what's the 9 of Wands here? Yeah, there's the 9 of Swords. Okay. Anxiety, worry, insomnia, things that are keeping you up at night. Yeah. There's, you know, I know you guys don't want to hear this. The good news is, though, is that you don't have to be 100% healed, but there is something going on with your energy where, you know, maybe you haven't gotten down to the root core of that yet. Okay. You haven't cleared out that seed yet. If you've been doing this for a while, and, you know, I do offer one-on-one readings, you guys, where we're able to get down to the nitty-gritty of what's going on and why you are, you know, either manifesting in a future spouse you don't want to manifest in, or you're continuing to manifest separation between you and your future spouse, right? I do have one-on-one live readings available, where it's a lot more interactive, and we can, you know, however many questions and information we can get within the time allotted. Yeah, very beneficial. Everyone that's ever booked a one-on-one with me that way, very beneficial. Okay, so just check the description box below for that one, for a live one-on-one reading, if you feel like, you know, guided to go in that direction. Because you're in the process, pile 4, of manifesting in a future spouse that is going to be a mirror to you. It's going to be mirroring, you know, a lot of your fears, your doubts, your anxieties, and your worries. Okay, what's 2 of Cups here for? Yeah, you are going to, so I will say the kind of future spouse that's being manifested in, you are going to get along with the 2 of Cups here. But it feels, if I'm being honest, pile 4, it feels like the kind of future spouse you're going to have more of a relationship with their money than you are with them. That's where the balance is going to be, is through their resources. Like, they're going to be mentally and emotionally checked out of the marriage, and this feels like it's going to be something that's very early on. But, you know, the balance for you is going to come from, you know, them at least making their finances available, if that makes sense, okay? Because I don't feel like they're mentally or emotionally available. And it's almost as if your person is going to use their finances as a way to make up for not being mentally and emotionally available. So they make their finances, their money, available to you. And that's really what you have a relationship with, is their money, okay? What's the Emperor in reverse here? The 3 of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, you're going to feel very alone in this connection, as far as, you know, how they're going to treat you, because all of their energy is going to be going into their work, into their business, into making money and building an empire. Let's find out what workaholic we're going to... That's where their love is at, with the Ace of Cups here. Your person, pile 4, their heart is with their business. That's where they get their sense of self-worth. That's where their love is at, is with their business. What's robotic heart? And I feel like this is a pattern, you know, that you experienced in, or either you experienced it maybe in prior relationships, or you witnessed, you know, you experienced it in childhood, or, you know, even maybe you've had an experience like this in a romantic connection, or you witnessed it. You've been witnessing it. We got the Queen of Swords in the reverse, yeah. Your person checks out because they don't feel very nice if they don't. Let's find out what cleanup is with the Queen of, see the Queen of Swords in the reverse. And the Queen of Swords in reverse talks about manipulative, harsh, bitchy, cold, spiteful, cruel, deceitful, unforgiving, pessimistic, malicious, and bitter. Yeah. They check out of the connection because if they're just, your person, your future spouse is not happy. Pile 4, okay? They're not happy with themselves. The only sense of like I said, all of their self-worth comes from the amount of money that they make. And that's where they spend all their time. And so, and that's where they want to spend all their time. And so, you know, and I feel like you know this, so this is why you kind of just, you know, in this specific dynamic with this future spouse that you're in the process of manifesting in, you learn somehow very early on not to rock the boat, right? With the 2 of Cups here, it's like the way that you're able to maintain balance and harmony in this connection is not to pull on their energy. That you learn very early on in this connection, pile 4, with your future spouse, that your future spouse is only comfortable with you making financial requests from them. You know, anything that you try to get from them mentally and emotionally and even time-wise, like quality time, like, right? You learn not to do that. So let's find out with cleanup. Let's see. What's cleanup here for? Let's clarify cleanup. I had one flip over. We got the Five of Swords. Yeah, that's Five of Swords. That's cutthroat energy. And then the Page of Pentacles. You learn very early on how to keep the peace in this connection. Okay. You know, and I'm gonna be, yeah, I am picking up from you guys. I definitely get why you're not okay with this. I get it. And thankfully, you know, we can definitely change course. We can see these energies, and this is what we're in the process of manifesting. Be like, yep, I'm rejecting that. I don't want that kind of a future spouse. This is just for you. This is just feedback for you to, you know, go back to the drawing board and get down to the nitty gritty of what is going on subconsciously and unconsciously in your energy that's calling somebody like this in. Because with the Nine of Wands here, this is you having to be very resilient. That wounded warrior. And that is how you're going to feel. That's how you're going to feel in this connection. Your person is going to, you're going to learn very early on with the Page of Pentacles here, right? You're going to learn very early on what to say, what not to say, what to do and what not to do in order to keep the peace and to not trigger, you know, the asshole basically in your future spouse, right? You're going to learn very early on that your future spouse, they just want to be left alone. They just want to be, you know, left to their business and finances and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, I get it. I get Pile 4. I get it. That this is not what you're wanting. And so, you know, you pick, thank goodness for tarot, that tarot is able to pick up on energies before they actually manifest so that you can like divert, right? Get back to the drawing board and be like, yeah, I'm going to scrap that. And this is what, you know, instead of this is the kind of future spouse that I want to manifest in, right? All right, you guys, we're going to leave this here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. I will see you guys at your next future spouse pick a card read. Bye, guys.